The following program is a production of Pioneer Public Television. Major support for Compass is provided by the ongoing support of the Leo P. Flynn Estate of Millbank, South Dakota. Additional support is provided by the Southwest Minnesota Private Industry Council, promoting Southwest Minnesota as a place rich with opportunity. Come for the jobs, stay for the lifestyle. More information at swmnpic.org.
Hello and welcome to Compass, a production of Pioneer Public Television. I'm Les Heen, your host for Compass. It's a weekly discussion of public policy and important issues facing our viewing area. This week, we'll talk about how food co-ops are gaining in popularity in our region. We'll have a representative from the Pomme de Terre Food Co-op, and we'll talk about the impact that co-ops can have on the lives of communities in rural Minnesota. First, Pioneer's Laura K. Prosser will show you why distribution and partnerships are so important for the success of co-ops. We'll take a look at the Fresh Connect Food Hub. Here's Laura's report.
So now we've all heard of food co-ops, but the Fresh Connect Food Hub in Fergus Falls is a little different than your average variety. The hub is part of the Lakes Country Service Cooperative and works as a distributor of locally grown produce to local schools, nursing homes, resorts, and even hospitals, while providing training, technical assistance, and marketing to growers and customers alike. Jeremy Kovash and Janine Bowman are here to tell us a little bit about it. Janine, Jeremy, welcome.
Thank you, Laura.
Let's start with you telling me a little bit about the Fresh Connect Food Hub and why it was first thought up.
Sure. We started working with SHIP, which is the statewide health improvement program, several years ago, and they are a partner of the Minnesota Department of Health. We have a 30-year history of working with those folks, and for many years, food service directors talked to us about how can we get locally grown foods on the tables of our students. And it kind of started with a question about if we're going to address chronic health issues and healthier students and healthier schools, why not start with teaching kids about the value of locally grown foods, local produce, and teach them an appreciation for fine foods.
That's wonderful. Now, you're on the ground with the kids dealing with their experiences with fresh food. What has that been like? How have the kids reacted to being exposed to locally grown produce?
I think the variety that we can get from the Food Hub has made a big difference for our kids. They see different things every week. Sometimes they're seeing the same thing, but when it comes in fresh, it tastes different. You know, the kids know the difference between a fresh apple that was just picked or one that's been in warehouse for quite a while.
So what do you hope that people get out of this and that the schools get out of a food hub like this?
First of all, we hope that there's a constant bridge between food service distributors, growers, and then providers. And we hope that we can continue to build that bridge, that not only will serve our schools, but cities, counties, and other facilities, as you've talked about as well, hospitals and nursing homes. We really hope we can get and continue to drive more local foods into our communities. Probably most importantly for us is the education. We hope that future generations of children know and understand that food can be delivered locally, it can be grown locally, and it can be healthy and good for them as well.
So, Janine, what do you hope the schools get from a partnership like this?
We actually get the ability to serve the food to our kids, and it becomes the norm. It's no longer, it's just a farm-to-school item that we serve once a year or twice a year. It's what we always serve. We serve apples that are farm-to-school from the Food Hub or from other places all year until January. Oh, wow. So really the first apples they get are fresh from the orchards. You know, they're serving squash that came directly out of the field and it's maybe a couple days old. It's not weeks old. or months old. So the food actually tastes fresh, and they do notice the difference.
What they can get in a Happy Meal and what they can have straight from a farm, I'm sure tastes completely different.
It really does. And the variety that we get. Just having kids know that tomatoes aren't just red, that they are orange and yellow and purple, and have all these other colors out there, along with carrots and all those things. It just makes a big difference.
So how did you reach out to different businesses and organizations to start this program and to keep it going?
Partnership leveraging is very important. No one entity could do this alone. We have many partnerships here, Laura, at Lakes Country. But first of all, we would not have been able to do this without a couple of grants that we qualified for and were awarded by the Department of Agriculture. So those grants helped us with our capital items, such as our production facility, and then secondly, our food truck. So the distribution network certainly helped us. So we really needed those grants to get us going. In addition, we received a grant from the Bush Foundation to help us with operational expenses right up front. And then we've had a continued and long-term partnership with SHIP, the Statewide Health Improvement Program. And then on the research and technical side, or the technical needs side, our burgeoning and growing and everlasting partnership with the University of Minnesota Extension. And they provide a lot of that technical assistance.
Janine, what kind of benefits have you seen yourself from this kind of partnership and these kind of education efforts? I mean, I'm sure the schools themselves are working hard to educate themselves, but sometimes having a little bit of a helping hand going, hey, did you hear about this new product coming out, or did you hear about this new education technique? What kind of benefits have you seen?
It has really helped us because we have professional standards that we have to meet. So there's all these trainings that we're required to go to. But with the ever-changing issues of meeting the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010, with rules changing every year, it really helps us keep up to date on those. Just having the trainings to be able to go to. And with our kids, with the education, offering us insights into what can we do to keep our kids informed.
You've seen the kids' responses, but what kind of responses have you seen from a community that has this hub right in its center?
I think we've really captured the imagination and well wishes of our community. They continue to, I think, marvel at our innovation and partnerships and opportunities. And at the end of the day, Laura, parents and our members want healthier foods. They want locally grown, nutrient-dense food that tastes great as well. And so I think we're providing that, and I think our community and our school members and our members have continue to be very excited about it and the potential for growth.
Well, thank you so much, Jeremy, Janine, for joining us. I'm Laura K. Prosser, producer of Compass, and that's it for us in Fergus Falls. We're going to go back to the studio with Les.